Right. Thank you. Thank you so much of that. So, hey everyone, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the highly anticipated webinar on AI versus business analyst. So, with that, it's a nice Saturday morning. We have the weather all over India was a pretty rainy one, and the sun has just come up. So, I believe that's a pretty good sign for all of us to just get energized. The Lord has decided to bless us, and via delay, before the rain gods appear again. So let's enjoy the most of this. So with that, I will start the show. So as you can read on your screen, are you ready to embrace the future? So why don't we go ahead and take a taste of the future? So I believe let's record this in the history that on 29th of July 2023, history was first made here. So let's be witness to such an amazing Saturday today. And with that, let me introduce. I'm Bismay Purohit. I'm a board member of IIBA Hyderabad chapter. On professional front, I'm a lead BA in the business in Winwire Technologies. Business analysis is just my passion, and that has fueled me for the past 12 plus years. And I believe I will be doing so in the upcoming years as well. Okay, and with that, also for today, until for the next 12 p.m., I am thrilled and excited to be the MC for this engaging discussion. So on behalf of everyone out here, I welcome you. Okay, so next, moving on, before we go around, so as always, every webinar and all these shows, we have a few ground rules and we expect audience to respect those. Like I said, and you can see on your screen, we will be using the live chat module. When we ask question, you're expected to participate actively. This is an engaging webinar. It's not just a one way, so it's a two-way road. So we've opened the gates so the traffic can flow in between. That being said, it's a live reflective session, so we expect you to please be attentive throughout the session. That being said, it's not that we will not be encouraging in Q&A session. We are not that hard at heart. So of course, we do encourage question and answer session. We have an expert panelist in front of us, and they would be happy to answer all your questions. Not probably all, but we will try to see how much as we can take. Like I said, we have all had our breakfast, and our panelists had a super amazing breakfast, I'm pretty sure, so that they can answer all your questions with zeal. That being said, folks, as a decorum, I ask all of you to kindly keep your videos off, and also I expect all of you to kindly switch off your personal devices. I know we love to get those WhatsApp messages and Instagram and all. So, but yes, please until then. Wait, did I say Instagram? You can just leave out everything except Instagram because we have something for you there. So please keep your handheld devices with you. Don't attend to other messages, but because the reason I will tell you shortly. Okay, so these are the ground rules. So if you have anything, please raise your hand, and I believe our team will get to you in case you have any questions. So these are the ground rules that we will be going ahead. So before then, let's move ahead. So what are we talking about today? So as you can see on your screen, and you might have guessed by now, is we will be talking more on generative AI versus traditional business analysis, right? So generative AI has been with us since 1950. These days, it's picking up that pace, and I know most of us are actually pretty excited and also a bit fear of the unknown, that what is it is going to take away our jobs, because that's the hot question these days, right? Hamara kya hoga? So hamara kuch nahi hoga, because we are all well versed, and with IIBA behind you and with the expert panels that will be having the talk today, you will all know where we are going. So what to expect out of this session? We would be discussing a lot about what is a generative AI, how that is being used across, and then how, as a traditional BA, we will be leveraging those. So a lot of talk. I don't want to spoil the fun, because that's what our panelists will do for you. So yeah, with that, I believe let's move to the next segment. The next segment, yep, this is what I was talking about, right? So uh, for all of you who are out there, I request you to please take out your cell phones or your handheld devices and get into Instagram and follow us on Instagram. So the handler is IIBA underscore India. The reason I said it is it's a competition, not a competition, but it's something that you'll be rewarded. So we have time until 11:30. Pick up your phone, get get yourself to IIBA India and follow us, because after 11:30, towards the end of the session, we will be announcing some rewards. Rewards as in sense, 5 lucky participants who have followed us will get rewarded from IIBA. So like I said, the sun is shining, then you might never know, it could be a lucky day and the sun will shine brighter on you, right? So yes, that's it. So you can see on the QR code here. So meanwhile, my team will paste this QR code on the uh, chat, Q&A chat, and you can all refer to that. And please follow us, because that's where most of the IIBA updates are being shared. And you should be, once you follow us, you'll be the first to know that what's happening hot in IIBA. All right. So I will be here for another 2-3 more seconds, because I know you would be busy installing Instagram if you are new, or if you have already there, you are following me. Not me, I mean to say IIB, because I do take pride in it. Cool. All right. So time's up, I believe. Let's move to the next slide. So the next slide is not a slide, but a person who is Swami sir, who happens to be one of the most known faces of IIBA India. So let's give a big round of applause and welcome Swami sir, who has been with us since the IIBA inception. So Swami sir, it's all yours. I pass it on to you.
Thank you. Thank you. It is a great privilege and honor today, Bismay. Thank you very much. Call me Mentor Swami, not Swami sir. And welcome India. Welcome every one of you. I am personally thrilled to welcome each and every one of you to this reflective webinar. Your active participation brings forth IIBA's grand vision, mission, and values, which gives us life and the meaning for daily work. Together, we become truly world-class working professional through participation. Let me quickly share our 3 imperatives drive us forward. First off, our goal is to reach 1 million BA professionals in India using the IIBA's standards, strategies, and messages. You may say I'm aggressive, or we are aggressive and ambitious, but with your support, we can make it happen in the next 5 years in India. Now we have got something special in store for you. We intentionally set aside every Saturday to drive 5 targeted programs and dedicating volunteer time for your personal and professional growth. It's going to be a fantastic journey of self-discovery for you. We call it as IIBA India's Career Reflection Day. Every Saturday hereafter will be IIBA India's Career Reflection Day. We have 5 pillars of community engagement for the year 2023-24. Let us help you find your voice within to become world-class professional through career path and specialization, which is owned by Bangalore chapter. Chennai focus on IIBA's core specialized certifications and global mentoring initiatives. Join our study group. Already it has started for your ECBA, CCBA, and CBAP certification. Comprehensive learning should be fun and engaging. And New India requires analysis talent within government department also. So Delhi NCR choose gamification and government initiatives as their pillar. Generative AI and new age business skill are crucial because they empower businesses to innovate, adopt, and thrive in an ever-evolving technological landscape. Hence, Hyderabad chapter, Gen is choose and focus on generative AI and new age business skill. So that's why you are here today. Mumbai chapter addresses the competitive advantage, viable decision making, and sustainable growth through finance and future of business analysis. And that's not all. We have got 8 key priorities shaping our positive experience. Despite our themes, we are united by our vision and mission. We nurture and groom inclusive culture everywhere. We foster quality by giving attention to details and in everything we do. and we reach right audience at the right time with a meaningful message through a targeted campaigns and messages. You can listen to engaging team topics and fantastic speaker are on the horizon for the next 1 year. Let us stay connected and engage consistently as one IIBA community, where our community development team across India will take care of you. Smooth and organized event for everyone is very important to save your time and effort. Let us together respect everyone's time, and we will create a flow of event which really optimize your time and talent. We are forming strategic partnership for stronger community by unifying our ecosystem with the partners, world-class partners. And we have a 5 targeted program for this year. 1, awareness. 2, event and webinars. 3, study groups. 4, customer chapter centric in-person program in every location where our chapter is there. 5, the operational standard. We also achieve world-class operational standard while we are conducting our community engagement. So get ready for an incredible journey together. Your active involvement and participation makes all the difference. Let us together create a positive impact and become truly world-class professional. Thank you for Bismay. Over to you.
Thank you, Swami, for those amazing, shall I say, um, vision to the future. I am lost at words, right? So because I was just looking at what Swami sir was saying, and to be very honest, he just takes the breath away, right? But with his words, he just let us know that what's expected out of it. So with that, thank you. We will now move to the next segment. Shall I say not segment, but like I say, the session for which we are all here. So with that, I would like to introduce all of you to our panelists. So we'll go through them one by one. So I will request the team to kindly introduce them when I get them uh, on the webinar, right? So our first speaker with us is Swati Sinha. She happens to be the Vice President of DBS Bank and is passionate about digital transformation. And she loves to talk about how business analysts can play a key role in bringing this transformation to the industry, right? She's a lead business analyst and a coach with over 14 years of experience in practicing BA. Swati, it's an honor to have you with her.
Thanks, Ms. It's a great honor to be a part of this vast topic and exciting topic in the panel member. Thanks for having me here. Looking forward for it.
Absolutely, Swati. Okay, so the next speaker that we have with us is Govind Sridhar, who happens to be the Senior Vice President of Data and Products in Intertrust Group. He drives data initiatives and product development at Intertrust Group and is based out of Mumbai. He has been involved in business analysis activity. Can you hear me?
Go ahead, go ahead.
So he enjoys interacting with people. I like that. And he loves to discover and solve business problems. Mm. He loves mentoring and guides professionals towards career and personal success. Govind, again, we are super, super delighted to have you with us.
Thank you, Bismay. I mean, thanks for pausing in between and giving those extra emotions out there. Thanks for that. I'm thrilled to be here and share my perspective on how business analysts' roles are evolving in the wake of disruptive change. None of us are experts. Let's be honest here. We are all trying to do our best here to understand this and adapt. So we are all together traveling this journey, and that's been our theme as well. We thought we want to come together and discuss that more. Thanks for having me, Bismay.
The result is all mine. You can say that. Cool. So we move to the magic number 3. And with 3, we would like to introduce to us to our third speaker. She is Radhika Iyengar. Welcome, Radhika. Radhika brings a unique blend of technical expertise and business acumen. As a visionary leader, Radhika is the Director of Business Analytics in TA Digital. She brings 20 years of combined experience in tech and consulting. to me. He is an active advocate.
Okay.
Sorry, Radhika.
You
Yeah,
were
you're back.
Can you hear?
Yeah, we lost you in between just a bit.
Oh, sorry. Some clouds out here. Okay, the sun is back. So so as a visionary leader, I will repeat, combine experience in tech and consulting domain, active advocate of Industry 5.0 for sustainable and responsible digital transformation. So that's something great. She is lead and agile evangelist and converses passionately about customer analytics driven strategies. So a big round of applause for Radhika, and let's hear it out for her.
Thank you, Bismaya. Very happy Saturday to all of you. Thanks for making it on the Saturday morning. And I would like to thank IIBA for also giving me this opportunity to be on the panel. And I'm super elated to talk about and share my point of view about this exciting topic on, AI, Gen AI, new emerging technologies, and business analysis. From my side, it will be mostly about the analytics and data, but then in general, the entire ecosystem of Gen AI and business analysis. So thank you, and I'm looking forward to those conversations.
Same here, Radhika. Same here. Absolutely, we'll talk about all of those points which you just now said, because we have invested our Saturday in it, and I believe you all will not be disappointed. Cool. So let's move ahead to the next panelist that we have with us. So the Super Four. So bringing to you the fourth speaker for today, we have Vishesh Nigam. Welcome, Vishesh. Vishesh is the Director of Automation in Concentric Catalyst. Vishesh is a strategy technology evangelist with over 22 years of cross-cultural experience in global IT services and consulting. 22 years. Wow, nice. I'm still at one. In global IT services and consulting, covering assetization, pre-sales, solution, delivery, and projects and program institutionalization. Wow, that's a pretty big word. He has built teams of skilled professionals in IT software, intelligent process automation, analytics, data modeling, and cognitive arena to drive business outcomes. Welcome, Vishesh.
Thank you, Bismay. And the time you paused on 22, I was thinking like, let's not call it 22. It's like I'm back to the same shoes when I was a fresher. Technology is completely changed. So I think I'm really excited to learn from this forum. And thanks to IIBA team, thanks to you, Bismay, Vikas, Swami sir, and all the team members here. Looking forward to learn more from this session and contribute from my experience.
Thanks, Vishesh. That made me think that, hey, I'm 12 years younger. Thank you so much for that, Vishesh. I believe I now have a new lens to look forward to. Okay, cool. I feel more younger. All right. So that was most of the introduction, and or am I missing someone? Okay, I think I missed someone, and he happens to be the core of it. So with this, I pass on the baton, and in the process, introduce to our very own Vikas Mathur. Good morning, Vikas, and Suprabhat. Vikas has more than 20 years of experience in business analysis and design and digital transformation projects. In this current role, he has been building customer-centric features on new AI platform and has built the BA verticals in the space of automation. A lot of automation. Maybe we can automate this webinar also next time. Let me think about it. Cool. So again, I think the most important part, Vikas is also the president of IIBA Bangalore chapter and a mentor. So with that, I believe I will mention that he will be your moderator for the next webinar session where we will having the panel discussion. And I believe you will see a lot more of Vikas than me. So with that, I take a goodbye from everyone, but don't worry, I'll be back again after the session is over. So Vikas, the stage is all yours. Thank you and all the best.
Thanks, Bismay. And I should definitely say, and I'm sure all the panelists will agree, the energy that Bismay has brought in is contagious. I am hoping we'll carry that forward. That's a very high benchmark, Bismay, you have set. So let's get started. Thanks for that wonderful introduction. I also felt a little younger after hearing Visheshas, so thank you. And I'm sure everybody else is energized enough on this wonderful Saturday morning. So in the next 60 minutes, I'll be tapping into our panel's experience. They will bring in their knowledge to the audience on how traditional business analysis is transforming. At the same time, business analysis continues to remain the key profession. Okay, so we divided the entire segment into 4 sections. We'll start with the overview. We'll hear from each of our panels. And before we get there, one thing I definitely want to call out. There's Q&A section in your left corner, I believe so, or somewhere in the down. Ensure to post questions along. I will be monitoring the Q&A section and bringing up relevant questions to the as we continue the session. We'll also have dedicated section at the end. Anything that I'm not able to pick up, we will answer at the end. And if at all anything is missed, I'll assure you to get those answers back to all of you after the session. Okay. This world has been evolving, right? So is the technology, and BA practice isn't behind. The practice of business analysis has evolved over period. And we are all, let's hear from our panelists on their opinions about how they have business analysis profession transform and the importance of embracing generative AI technology. I'll start with Radhika. Radhika, what do you want to add? Your thoughts on that?
Yes, thanks, Vikas. I just want to give you a moment back. There are people who are raising hands. Do you want to check if everything is okay? I suspect, the audio probably is not reaching them. There is Rajiva and 2 others who have raised their hand. Can we check if they're doing okay? Is there a way to do that?
Bismay here. I believe because maybe your voice is a bit muffled. So is it okay if you can carry out a bit more? I believe your voice is a bit muffled.
Yeah, you can.
Not much.
Go with
I believe you said.
You had the same issue. Is it muffled?
Yeah, there's a slight bit of an echo, and that's happening. Yeah.
Okay. Let me see if I can do it better.
But now it's better. I think.
Okay.
Now we're able to hear you better.
So Kamal, and
this is like a shagun in every webinar. We have to have this conversation. So yeah, the shagun is done now. We can.
Kamal and Rajiva, I think you have questions. You can post it in the Q&A, and we will be happy to pick it up. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's get started, Radhika.
Yeah.
We'll get started. By the time I'll monitor and I'll reach out to people. Thank you.
Right. So if I understand, because what you were asking was about, how the role of a BA has transformed. Is that right? Yeah, that's
right.
Okay. Okay. Well, I think the role of the BA has been there since ages in different forms. But then if you look at the last decade, there've been massive disruptions. First of all, in our human lives, the pandemic and, and following that. And then hence, there've been these, flux in business operations, because that's where we operate, right? And this is globally. So all of this has actually led to, kind of rapid advancements in technologies and digital ecosystems. I'm sure everybody will agree with it, because we were leaning on technology to kind of bail us out of a certain situation where the physical interactions, were at a standstill. And for all, whether it was the purchases, you're, talking to your doctors and blah, 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 all that. So with this, real disruptive change in the ecosystem, businesses have also become more agile. They become more adaptive. They trying to change quickly and give what the digital user wants, as fast as possible. And they're trying to look more at what the customer needs, because now the entire information or the understanding of customer is more digital, I believe, than your physical formats. So then this actually kind of shift the whole services industry order from just mass delivering products or services. They don't want to give something for everybody. So they're trying to look at customers more closely as smaller segments, more at the level of individual needs and stuff like that. So because that's what is going to keep them, up and, sustainable. Now, what happens now to the BAs? So all of these means that the business models, they need to be evaluated, not just from what the business needs and what its goals are, where the problems are, but also from these huge set of technologies that have emerged. So traditionally, probably a business analyst would approach a problem with, okay, what are your objectives, what are your goals, what are the problem areas? In data, we do a little bit of exploratory data analysis, blah blah and all that, and then we say, okay, maybe let's go ahead and have these features to fulfill those requirements. But now it has to shift from there to understanding what are the possibilities from these technologies that we have, whether it's a WhatsApp or whether it's this whole AI platform that have come in. We need to know what is their potential and have that handshake between what the business want and what it can kind of other possibilities that it can look at. So I think that's one important mindset change we need to have. So we need to kind of relook at business models from the point of automation of processes and integrations of these new disruptive technologies. One. So which means understanding customer expectations will be important. Across domains, specific to domains will be important. We have to know the business process improvements, because you want to feed what the technology has a capability with and make a change here. And in all this, it's got to be all agile. We've had agile for ages, but the business analyst becomes a proponent of these whole agile practices, because the go-to-market demand is demanding like quick changes, quick competitive features and all of that. So that's another one which is important to keep up with the rapid market changes and demands. And then the other interesting part is we've seen roles of a BA diversify into maybe a BI analyst, or we also see business systems analyst. So even in the roles, there's been more specialized roles. For example, my own role has evolved, and now I'm like extremely into data driven insights and BI. So yeah, so these are few things I feel kind of gives you an idea about how the BA's role is transformed.
Thanks, Radhika. That's wonderful. So let's move to Govind, quickly. Your thoughts on how business analysis has evolved, and I hope my voice is clear now.
It's great as usual. Yeah. I think a lot of points Radhika has already covered, right? And I kind of echo most of what she had said. I think some additional things that I would think are coming in the wake of the change that we are dealing with is the speed, right? Generative AI and all the various use cases of generative AI is racing, right? You just catch on a wave, you realize that the wave has changed. You catch on wave 2, you realize wave 3 has come. So it often becomes very unpredictable to see where the future is. And the only people who have an advantage here who are jumping to the opportunity and trying to experiment. And before experimentation, it's about exposure, it's about learning, it's about understanding. So how many of us actually downloaded ChatGPT or any of the other OpenAI tools that are out there, tries our own hands on it first, right? That's where the reflection starts. I think that's the first big change that I would see a BA doing. If there are a lot of BAs in this audience who are already doing it, great. I think you're already riding the wave. And then what amazes me is the unimaginable, right? I mean, I'm so lucky to be in this kind of an era where we are seeing so many technology changes over the last 20 years I've seen. I think new use cases are being tested, and I'm quite mesmerized to see how generative AI and everything else is going to create a glorious future. But caution here, it's a blind turn, right? solution design and all of these aspects, there is a real blind turn, which means everyone should be able to deal with change really fast. So it's like how fast you can adapt is going to be a very key differentiator. Thanks, Vikas.
Govind, wonderful. Great insights. Now let's hear from Vishesh. Vishesh.
Nothing much to add, and I think I will take the lead from what Govind said. In last 22 years, this AI was part of my academic, and we used to do some kind of binary use cases like this is a cat or this is a dog kind of image. We'll put the image in the AI engine. Engine will tell me whether it's a cat or dog in that particular image or not. But today, if you see in last 22 years, the way AI has evolved and the application of AI has evolved, it's manifold by now. And everyone, researchers, product managers, students, even to answer your question paper and all, they're leveraging this technology. So how we as a business analyst remain untouched, correct? So everyone is trying to take benefit out of this particular technology. ChatGPT is one of the tools very extensively used, but if you see in the image creation, in audio, people are writing poems, people are doing many things. So very, very powerful technology. The only thing is we need to be a little cautious how we are using it. But when it comes to the BA context, I think technology was there like a Google and all, which we used to use before, but the role of BA will remain there because you are playing very important role in any project or in any product development. So guys, not to read too much from the technology. Technology is to make you more powerful than before, and exploit it as much as you can.
Thank you, Vishesh. Wonderful. Now let's. I'll turn it on to Swati. Swati, you come with a lot of BA experience yourself as well. So, what is your thoughts on how the profession is transforming?
I completely echo what Radhika and Govind said. At the same time, I completely agree with what Vishesh says. So we had seen a very dynamic nature of our profession, BA profession. It has evolved significantly over the years, where it's adopting a new technology which keeps on changing, just Govind, which mentioned just now, whether it's about the business practices or market demands. The key is you have to stay up to date. You don't have any other choice at all. Coming towards this generative AI, while it's a great tool for generating creative solution, but at the same time, AI system may produce the outputs that are difficult to interpret or control. In business analysis context, this lack of control can lead to inaccurate data or misleading insights. So we all know that this whole AI modules or this AI completely works on the trained data set. But if the data set is biased, then solely our analysis depend on those outputs can amplify it. So it could lead to a decision that could be in a favor of a certain group or a product or the ideas. And also in the few cases we had seen, or we all know, that it can raise some legal or regulatory issues as well, particularly in the industries where we have a strict compliance requirements or a data protection is a big thing. So I would say that coin have two sides to it. Human validation, critical analysis should remain integral to the decision-making process for an effective business analysis.
Thank you. Now that we have heard all the panelists' views, I think the stage is set. You all have understood what we are going to discuss, but let me get to the next segment. In the next segment, we are going to have a debate. And when I say debate, it's actually a lot in my mind as well, right? So in my mind, I always keep thinking, when I'm doing a particular task, should I follow what I've been following? Or should I actually look for something in generative AI to make it easier? Or is this even going to be there? Will I be doing the same task over a period of time or not, right? So there's so many questions. There's a debate on my mind. And that's what exactly I'm trying to bring with the panel, with all of you, to our audience, okay? Now, one of the most important tasks that a business analyst does is requirement analysis, right? So Radhika, let me start with Radhika. Radhika, do you think using generative AI tools for requirement analysis, is it a boon or is it a curse? And why do you think, and what is your opinion on that? Radhika, you all can hear me?
Radhika is on mute.
You're on mute, Radhika.
Thanks to this nice tool, Zoom, which understands that I'm speaking, and it has prompted me, you need to unmute. So, tools help. So, yeah, on that note, because I myself have been a proponent of tools since probably 2 years into the IT domain. So there were times when even for a small release management, we felt we had to check a few files, whether they were in place, the configured. So we said, why are we doing it repeatedly? Let's have a script to do that. So from something as simple as that, can we automate anything that's procedural? To building in automation that's a little more intelligent, I feel we could see some of these phenomenally changing the way we work. So having said that, I do feel this new Gen AI, the tech, can also change the way, can change the lives of our BAs. Now, how do we see that? So, well, we know that use of any tools will always make one productive. But for the BAs, with something like this, which is applying some kind of, an intelligence in understanding various dimensions of data, there is also an opportunity for the BA to learn. So this tool can be some kind of a, kind of indirect mentor. So if you are observing somebody who's coming with the solution, there is this opportunity to learn, right? So, and you get curious. So I feel if a BA has that mindset to look at why is this is recommending it, and maybe, use the right ways of having the prompts to, drill down further, it's a great learning experience also. Now, I hail from the data side, and I am already oriented to driving business analysis from data. And I see when we are looking at single dimension data or multiple dimension data, all of it, there is a lot of effort that goes in to understand, and there is a possibility we may miss. So when we want to generate requirements, we are either talking to clients, right? So they give their idea. Let's say the marketing team tells us about where they need to go, where their problems, based on the the insight they have from the customers, from the business. But then there are possibilities, since the world is changing so rapidly, that they may be missing what is the current or the future need, and this technology can really fill that gap. So that you can really use it to look at areas that probably were not thought of earlier, like, what is the current sentiment of the customer? What are they saying? Some of those things too, looking at data and saying, where's the traction of my products in simple conversational terms. So something that we would do using queries or some complex code is now going to be simpler. So it's great for a senior BA to also have a team, which, and you could kind of quickly train them because it's conversational based, right? So during requirements analysis, using it to quickly understand where the requirements can stem from, to get those insights to navigate into requirements, great opportunity. Besides, it also can help cut down inconsistencies, ambiguities, incompleteness. And then the foundation requirements is the foundation of the entire solution building, right? So if you get that right, then the entire SDLC is optimized, right? So having said that, I think during the requirements phase, we could really put these tools to use, get easier, faster insights from data, and also maybe workshops, like I think we're already doing it with teams. You can generate requirements quickly, the documentation from audio. People are talking about requirements, so we could get it to generate, give a template. So all of this are the possibilities. And yes, I would suggest that we should venture in and try and find the right use. I'm constantly going to harp on that, the right use of it.
Sure. Thank you. Thanks, Radhika. Now, let me shift this to Swati. Swati, what is your opinion on how our traditional BA techniques and competencies help doing the requirement analysis better. And can you talk a little bit about your experience and why do you think it's still a key competency and techniques that are required?
Sure, Vikas. First of all, thanks a lot, Radhika, for sharing your experience. Great insight. Coming to the question, because this is one of the very important question, because this is one of the most important tasks of a BA, if you will ask me, where if we had done the elicitation, now we have to analyze, synthesize, refine the information that we had elicited. We have to come up with the requirements, metadata, attributes. We have to do modeling. We have to find the missing components, what are unnecessary components, which the customers or users are giving the unnecessary components. We have to eliminate those. One of the very crucial tasks, I believe, in this stage is viewpoints, because each and every persona to whom you are gathering the requirement will have different viewpoints of the requirements. So we have to do the slicing and dicing of these requirements based on the persona, who needs what kind of. We do the verification, we do the validations. We check whether this all requirements are testable, feasible. So we have n number of tasks which basically we do at this particular knowledge area of BABOK, and which basically we follow in our daily routines of a BA. Now, coming towards the AI generated requirements, I understand that it can work very well on the existing patterns, but I also believe at the same time that it may lack the creativity and innovation that a human stakeholder can bring on the table. That's my own take. So potentially, it can hinder the exploration of the solutions. But having said that, I still believe that the traditional techniques that we are having in our, listed in the BABOK, which I keep on practicing in my day-to-day life, like doing the RCA, that is root cause analysis, doing the mind mapping, or doing the brainstorming. So these all techniques I feel plays a very crucial role. Generative AI models, may lack sometimes your deep understanding of the domain. I would not say it's not giving. It's giving me, because even I had used it multiple times. It gave me the overview of what is that particular domain is all about. But if you will start asking a deeper questions, then you will see that the answers which you will be getting from them would be repetitive. They would be answering you based on the data set on which they had been trained. And coming to one of the case which we all BAs struggle at this requirement analysis time is your conflict in the requirement. We all know that it's a very crucial part where each and every individual or each and every persona is having conflict in the requirements. In this cases, the tools, if we are providing this data to a tool, I mean, we as a human, we ourselves face the challenges, but if you give this data to the tool, definitely the tool will also become very much confused in that case. So I would say, yeah, using tool is good. It will give you the high level of information, but when it comes to the end user understanding their pain point, their preferences, I still feel that the traditional way of business analysis is really important. Using AI as a tool could help to make the things faster, which Govind had said earlier.
Yeah, great. Thanks. I think great insights. I completely agree with what Swati you were mentioning, and of course with Radhika as well. We are not concluding anything. It's a great perspective from both the sides from a requirement analysis standpoint. Now, the other key tasks that one of the other key tasks that the BA typically performs is elicitation and collaboration. There isn't a BA who wouldn't have done this, right? So, Vishesh, elicitation is a foundation of all of our projects, and how successful the project achieves the success of the project is dependent on the elicitation. Now, what is your thoughts on why traditional BA skills and techniques are the go-to for getting this right and not just necessarily a generative AI?
Okay, thank you, Vikas, for passing this question to me, because this is what I share with my BA team quite often. See how I see BA role in overall project is the role of opener in any cricket match. Whether it's a test match, 50-50, or it's a 20-20 match, the role of opener is very, very important. And this elicitation and collaboration is something which will set the pace. And rest of the team will follow that throughout the project. So building that first is understanding the business problem, needs, risk, challenges, assumptions, whatsoever you are taking into consideration when you are stepping into the project. Opener need a lot of preparation and team will follow it. So all the aspirants, I'm seeing 246 people in the call who are trying to pursue your long-term career in BA. Your role is very important. The only thing which is changed now is instead of test match, now it's a 20-20 match. So your preparation time will be very less. Correct? And what you can do is you can use all these AI tools in your benefit to prepare faster, because every time you are going to deal with new business problem, new avenues, and generative AI will tell you the generic answer which everyone knows. At the end of the day, you are going to use your own intelligence, experience, and go and dig and play on the ground. Correct? Work very closely with them. Now, my understanding from the elicitation perspective, it's a 4-step process. And I learned from my BA team only. They only taught me. It's a PC cube, what they told me. So prepare. You start with the preparation, which is very, very key. If you prepare well, you will be in a position to present yourself much more confidently in front of your stakeholders. How you conduct that exercise and how you confirm and validate, because you need to, at the end of the day, document that will become like a reference document for the development team during UAT and in the future stages of the project, and how you communicate it with them. I think communication, you guys are awesome, already groomed in last so many years. Preparation part, where you can use these AI tools, which can, rather than Googling around multiple things, AI can help you with the summarized answer. Right? Today also you're using Google for all that matter, but now if you go and give it to Chat GPT about certain processes and all, that will give you very comprehensive and summarized answer. You can read books in now 2 hours or 1 hour with the summary part of it. You don't need to read the whole 100 pages books now, or you can actually navigate around big contract document to certain sections of your interest using these AI tools. So leverage this, but that will not take out the core skills what you're happening, what you're using today, correct? So using the same analogy of opening batsman Sachin and Sehwag, you guys will remain there whether you're playing T20 or test match. Your preparation will remain key in the success of it. The other things like conducting these sessions with the customer, now there are many tools. I think one of the tool team is going to share today, but today, whether you are using Microsoft Team recording, transcripts are there, which can actually help you to relook into what happened during the conversation. They can tell you what are the action items you need to take. You can make those summaries. You can send those notes. So somewhere these tools will help you to cut down all that time. Take maximum benefit of it. That's all I will say. But at the end of the day, your core skills, or which we are calling today as a traditional skills, will remain there and will be key for the success of this elicitation and collaboration exercise.
Thank you. Thanks, Vishesh. Great analogies that you bring. Wonderful. I was smiling while you were speaking. So let me move to Govind. Govind, what do you think on how generative AI is going to transform the way business analysts have been doing elicitation and collaboration? And do you really think it's going to take away this task completely?
I will, thanks Vikas, and thanks Vishesh for your perspective, right? One thing that I really appreciate what Vishesh told is we continue to do what we have been doing. It is just that the tools that we use are shifting, right? But the heart that the business analyst brings to deliver upon a business need still remains, right? But the art of figuring out the business need can get more efficient, more faster when you try applying some of these tools. So while it comes out as a debate, but I wouldn't want the participants to take a side here. Understand that there is a traditional BA angle where there are those things that will be done. There are those things that hold the foundation of how a business analyst works. But the tools and the techniques and various other things that we use for us to be more productive, more efficient, more effective, the quality of our output to be better, is where we apply some of these tools and try them, right? So a couple of points that I wanted to touch upon, and I'll not try to repeat what Swati has already covered, right? One is, if you have to, let's spin it in a more practitioner's perspective. I mean, if I am a BA and I'm just hearing a lot of generative AI and everywhere around the world, what does it mean to me? How can I use some of these things? What is the first thing I should be doing? I think some of these questions is probably what the audience here may probably be looking for, right? One is be very, very careful whatever you put on generative AI and everything like that, right? Because there are ramifications from a compliance and all of those perspectives. But as far as everyone here is mature as a BA and they understand the responsibility of a BA, the world is limitless, right? If you want to look at, suppose you are involved in designing a payment application, right? And you are new to the domain. You don't know what payments is. You're a new freaking BA who's joined the organization and someone just puts you, and that's how generally it happens, right? The project manager finds a BA, okay, you're supposed to work on payments now. And then you have to really spend a lot of time figuring it out, what payments is. And then stakeholders are challenging you, okay, where is the BRD? I need to look at it. And that's how the world generally happens in the real-time scenario. Now, for you to bring the domain knowledge aspect shorter, that's where generative AI is amazing, because you go to ChatGPT and say that I am trying to conceive a payments application. What are the kind of questions I need to ask my stakeholders? It'll give you 10, 20, 50. You want more, it'll give you more also. Now that takes away 80% of your effort. Are we doing a shortcut? Probably not, because you have to reflect on these questions and apply it in your own context of your organization. Then they become really super effective, right? That's one example. And that saves a lot of time. Second is, generative AI can actually build scripts during requirement elicitation workshops. And Vishesh touched upon that point, right? If you know what is it that you need to ask, the preparation that you do, seeing a mirror or writing notepads and things like that, can that be through a dialogue with generative AI? And you'll be blown. I've tried it myself and I'm really blown with how human-like the perspectives come from there, right? Okay, so if there is a crazy stakeholder, I mean, with all due respect, who keeps changing his perspectives during the elicitation discussion, how do I handle it? It'll also give you tips of, okay, how can you navigate the conversation with them? Gives you tact, gives you some, small shortcuts, some good ways of dealing with the conversation, make it more interesting and engaging. All these are good knowledge, right? I mean, you're expecting your senior BA to help you today. Maybe ChatGPT can help you there. Maybe a senior BA may not be that much involved in spoon feeding you. He'll focus on something more important in life, right? And the last point I would want to say is how you document. And again, Vishesh touched upon this. There are tools that we'll hopefully demonstrate today if we get the time, where you have heard of team recordings, you have heard of transcripts being automated. But what if generative AI can summarize the discussion points, can also give you action items that were agreed, what were the questions asked, and we'll show you in a live demonstration. We're not experts again, right? But we have been mesmerized looking at this. So the potential is immense. So let's delve deeper into some of these themes and let's align on, okay, we want to use them. Question is, where do we draw the line and what's going to be the most effective way of improving ourselves as a BA in the process? That's where this conversation hopefully is heading. Thank you.
Thanks, Govind. Now that let me continue with you and ask you another question. Okay. Strategy analysis. One of the people feel that's one of a niche and tactical role, right? Being able to do a strategy analysis. And of course, it needs analysts to know the domain really well, and also the trends and the markets. What is your opinion on how BAs can benefit from using generative AI for strategy analysis? A very niche role, as I said.
Very niche role, very ambitious role also. I mean, more you read about strategy analysis in the BABOK, and if you guys haven't heard of BABOK, it stands for BABOK. is a business analysis body of knowledge. Just like you have a PMBOK for project management, you have one for business analysis that's written by IIBA, which is a Canada-based organization. Now, if you look at the strategic analysis section, right, what's said, what's done, and what's understood may be quite different. As a BA, it's important to understand where the organization is going, and the solution that you're designing is in alignment with that. That is basically strategy analysis the way I have seen it all my 20 years, right? Now, if you have to align your approach of designing a solution with that of the organizational priorities, some bit of it may be taken care of during elicitation. But there is a lot of confidence in reaching out to the senior, like board members or senior managers or business unit heads, because those are the people who basically have first-hand view of where the organization is heading, which means a BA is expected to map out the solution he is designing, or maybe a component of an existing application, link it back to the target operating model for the organization, connect with these stakeholders, know what to ask them so that he's not pinned down, right? I mean, what kind of a BA is this, right? That's the nervousness that all the BAs generally face. Now, if we are able to ask generative AI, I want to reach out to a senior stakeholder. I want to ask him something about the target operating model for the organization for a component I am developing in my, let's say, gateway that I'm building, right? Which could be a documentation gateway or whatever it is, right? It probably gives you those questions. It'll also make an elevator pitch for you, if you know what an elevator pitch means, right? It allows you to position yourself well. You put your LinkedIn profile on as a link to ChatGPT, and I say, summarize my profile in less than 30 words, and then use that for your conversation. Now, it's going far beyond BA in some regard, but unless you do that, you'll not make relationships in the organization, which is very, very vital for you to get the strategy analysis element right. Okay, hope I've tried to summarize this, Vikas.
Yep. Thank you very much. So now that you were just touching upon it, I will just let me bring in Swati. Swati, the information is easily available. BS can get to any information quickly, faster. What is your opinion on why you think traditional BA skills will still be a key factor in performing the strategic analysis?
Thanks, Govind, for providing the insight. I agree with you. But I have one other side of it also. Let me share my experience. I think 2017 around, yeah, it was 2017, 1st February, if I recall correctly, at 9:30 a.m. in the morning. I came to office, I had seen that, meeting pop up saying urgent management meeting. Something is getting announced. I was very scared. What is that? And all of a sudden, my manager came and said, you know what? You have to work on this BR exit. To be very precise, I was not aware what is that. Okay. And I tried, because Google was there at the time, right? This Gen AI and all was not there. So I tried Googling what BR exit, and then gave me hell out of news, what is going on, what's there, what I have to work. So when it comes to these kind of information or these kind of situations, when something new regulation comes into the picture, then in that case, Gen AI tools probably will have some limitations. So in fact, if you will go at the ground level work, then in that case, you have to do the current analysis of the situation, which in this case, with Gen AI tool, I will not have those information. Another thing is you have to know what exactly this impact of this new legislation would be there in entire of your system switches across your organization. Now, let's say if I want to do the impact analysis of it, I need to share the data of my organization, my tool, what we are using or what all the applications I'm using to some external AI provider, which again it can give me the impact, it can help me in the impact analysis, but it can lead to the concern of the data privacy and all. So I would say AI generated analysis might not always be accurate or reliable because it is having its own constraint in the terms of a data set, which it works in the terms of a privacy that is really very critical and important. Now, another part to it is, again, as I said earlier, right, about the human analytics, because strategy analysis, the knowledge area which you picked, Vikas, is very crucial. It's not all about data. It's not all about what is going in the market, what is there in the trend and all, but it includes emotional factor as well. If you don't include the emotional factors in the strategy analysis, trust me, there could be a problem that can happen in order to take the strategic decision. It's something which I had seen in my projects a lot. So if you will ask me what are the important things that I had seen so far as a BA where we can contribute, would be definitely the organizational vision, which again, your tool should be well aware of what exactly your organizational vision is. Business benefit, I agree. Market trends, I agree that these things where AI can help me out. Enterprise readiness, again, is also one of the more important factor. I would say AI tool can help there as well. Sorry, there's a power cut at my area, but yeah. But now coming towards the other things like stakeholder readiness or the stakeholder emotions, that is something where we can see that a problem can occur, where AI tool will not be able to give me the full information about it.
Great. Thank you. Thanks, Swati. And you're again bright and you have the lights back.
Well,
You're
sorry
still
to add two more points. Actually, I'll tell you because I'm very excited when I always get excited when I talk about the strategy analysis, because this is one of the most exciting knowledge area, I believe, as per the BAs. I love doing the SWOT analysis. I had never tried, to be very precise, Radhika and Govind, that how we can do the SWOT analysis. I never tried that. Probably, as you guys are suggesting, I'll try doing that. But this gap analysis, SWOT analysis, some of the things, I feel like, if those emotional touch, meeting with the people, not just data, but, these things also need to be taken care when we are doing the strategy analysis. So I would say, we can treat this Gen AI tools as a supplementary tool in addition to what a human strategist BA can do.
Okay. Great point. Completely with you. We definitely don't try every single task. Every BA has gone through that. So have I. But yes, SWOT is a great tool, and we would encourage, if people have not tried, try it on your project, see opportunities to find areas where you can use it. Now, let me quickly move to the next knowledge area. Okay. And since we are already little running short of time, I will go to the section, request to the next whoever I call in to try and keep your responses crisp and give a little overview, and then we'll go to the next section because we have more exciting things as we move forward. Solution validation, a very talked about topic which generative AI can really play a bigger role. So Radhika, to you, what do you think will generative AI help in increasing efficiency and doing validation of solutions much faster, or is it going to take away? What is your opinion overall on solution validation? Radhika?
Yeah. So if you can allow me to also include a little bit of the verification aspect around it, because validation comes, is so important for a BA to ensure that the product or the solution is as it was intended to be by stakeholders, right? So with that, I would like to just take a step back and also look at, how it gets there with some of the critical to quality requirements. So we know we have challenges with, even if you automate certain test cases, they would still be limited in certain understanding. We do not know what are the behaviors of various segments of customers. If I'm looking at the digital ecosystem, right? So whether it's a teenager or a senior member or somebody who's having a certain challenge, so we do not know where they could find a difficulty. Right. So I believe we can use Gen AI to simulate, some of the business requirements that we felt are going to be important, right, in terms of critical to quality requirements, simulate and see where the gaps are, if they are failing in any of those aspects. Even we can still go ahead and release, like you say, beta version, alpha version, yes, but we would know up ahead that where it can happen early on. And then I would probably, I know you wanted it to be crisp, because, but I just was like, wanting to, jump in when the team was conversing. So I have to say this, and it's been playing on my mind. So my own maternal uncle is a mathematical wizard. So when he was talking to me about neural networks, deep learning, way back in 2010, he was explaining to me how we tap into a child's brain when it's born. So it does what you're doing, right? So then I'm not creating an analogy, but for me, Gen AI is like a pet. I'm a dog lover. So you have to constantly train it. So from day one, it can't do everything that you want. So make it your successor. See how, I mean, when you're at a senior level, you can actually put in what thoughts you have if you want solution validation happen, and let it go. Fail fast, learn fast. So it could fail and you validate, say, no, it's not done what I wanted to do, train it again. So I think along the way, it's like a buddy, and you got to train it to do what you would want to do with utmost quality, and also learn from it. So that would be so coming back to your question, yes, it could be useful even in solution validation. You can simulate those CTQR features to see whether they're working fine or not.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Radhika. Now, let me hear from Vishesh. Vishesh, what is your opinion on why generative AI is going to make things simpler for validation? At the same time, traditional BA skills are continuing to play a key role for quality of solution.
Okay. See, whenever we are talking about solution validation, it always reminds me that that image which we are seeing, like the requirement was set something, and at the time of delivery, we were delivering something else. Right? It started with the swing, and we ended up delivering Fasika Fanda kind of thing. Right? That's a. So the role of BA and the solution validation is very, very critical. And the role of BA, because he was part of the discussion and he is the person who's at the time of UAT, will play very, very critical role. And there will always be some kind of gap in understanding from the developer side, from the tester side, from the business side, or the SMEs who are getting introduced at the time of testing. Right? So now how BA can use this generative AI, because what typically you do is you keep all the recordings of all those sessions. Right? You can use these tools for the for summarization. You can quickly search through when this point was discussed. Right? Because this exercise happened for 5 days, 1 week, 2 week, 3 week. Now immediately someone will say this was discussed, not discussed, or this was part of the discussion or not. Correct? And you must have documented it somewhere. What you can do is you can quickly use this technology AI to search through all those recordings and figure out in this particular day, at that particular time, this was discussed. And that is why we documented this in the scope in that fashion. Correct? This will help you to defend your solution, what was agreed and what is delivered. And that is one of the critical activity as a part of the solution validation. Now, at the same time, we need to be cognizant about the facts, which we typically call like what is while we are assessing the solution as a BA along with our testers and developers, we can actually use AI and the best practice in some kind of I will say the AI is not only used today for the summarization. AI is used today for other creative work also. You can create how the simulated tool will look like. Some kind of creative ideas will come, and that it can actually help you to visualize what the end product should look like. Correct? And that visualization can help you to validate your end product very easily. At the same time, we can use AI tool to make our case things in your control, not in your control. Environmental factors which are changed from the time the project was conceptualized versus the time we are delivering it. The gap analysis, what happened, when happened. So I think the AI is a visa. We are calling it AI today, but your traditional BA skills and how you actually blend the technology and leverage this technology to address this very, very critical activity for the success of project, solution validation, is going to be key. And I'm sure all these AI tools will make you more powerful in this exercise.
Thanks, Vishesh. Thanks for that insight. Now, we have heard from all our panelists on different key areas. We will delve a little deeper. Now, what I really want to do in our next segment is bring to you certain examples of how we have been using or few tools which we would want to show you where we are using generative AI to do better business analysis. Okay, now, Swati, do you want to talk about, and I'll bring up my screen and definitely will have that. So you want to talk about how using ChatGPT you have done business analysis and it has helped you make it faster and better. Okay, and while you start speaking, I'll share my screen.
Definitely. Thanks, Vikas, for the question. So I just share my experience. While I was working on one of the requirement, it was about how...
Okay, 1 second. No? Krishna, can you make me a host so that I can share? Thank you. Continue, Swati.
Sure, no problem. So it's just few days back while I was working on one of the requirement of the bank where I was trying to explore the AI tool. As I said, I'm also trying to upgrade myself. So I was exploring the AI tool. So, being working on any of the organization where you have the restricted rules, regulation, your documentation and everything need to be perfect because it should follow your RBI guidelines and all. I mean, because we are working on the constitution where we have to make sure whatever the changes we are bringing into the system is as per the law of the land, as simple as that. So, Vikas, if you can share the screen. Yeah, so what had happened, I was coming up with the documentation for writing the user scenarios where I wanted to, just get a help in getting at least the structure of my requirement. And I wanted to do some tweaking around it and make it most customized as per the regulations of what India is having. So this is one of the case which you can see where I had used. I was working on one of the cancellation scenarios where I asked ChatGPT. ChatGPT is a tool which I used, where I asked the ChatGPT, can you give me the user story for a trade cancellation? So let's say if I want to cancel the FX trade, what would be the user story will look like? To my surprise, if you will see here, it gave me a very good persona-based answer as a trader. So it read the persona as well. Along with that, it gave me the information what is they are supposed to do. And if you will see, I can only show the 10 slides, 10 pointers here. But the best part is, if I was asking, give me the acceptance criteria, it was giving me all the acceptance criteria. And when I asked you to generate more, it gave me almost 20-25 acceptance criteria. So if you will see, almost 70% of my task was already done. The only thing which I did, just customize it, what my application is, what exactly the rules which I have to follow, what exactly the RBI guidelines are there. So I just customized this whole story. And instead of me taking, 30 minutes to 1 hour to come up with all acceptance criteria, I saved my almost 60% of the time and just 40% customizing and adding it to the Jira. So that is what I did. I have second case also where, when you try to, maybe you can go to the next slide, because when I was trying to come up with the BDD, so basically what happens when we write any test cases or test scenario, we try to, when you're working with the, the stakeholders which are completely non-technical, but at the same time you are working with the tech team where they need the informations in the BDD way so that they can do the entire testing of how exactly your system will behave. So this tool helped me in coming up with the BDD test case, which you can see here. For the same thing for which I wrote the user story, you can see the BDD here. And to my surprise, again, it helped me in coming up with multiple BDD for multiple scenarios of trade cancellation, which was very useful. And the best part is it was understandable to the end users as well. And does it save my much of my time, basically. Yeah, that's all, Gus.
Thanks. And I'll also bring up another quick example. I'm not going to take too much of time in that. So we all have heard a lot about how the generative AI has been helping in summarizing, note taking, and all of that, right? So we'll bring one of that example. Let me quickly share my screen again. Okay, so we were planning to actually have this on today's session. This is one of the tool, Fathom, that you are seeing on my screen. This tool actually helps in, if it can be added on your Zoom. It's a Zoom integrated tool. It can sit on your meeting, it can record, and this is an prep session that we were doing. So you will see that it has summarized, it has transcribed it as a summary, it talks about what we did. It actually captures the action items. There are questions that I asked, and there are the responses that were provided for each of those questions. Everything is already there. Okay, now what I will also do is I am copying this summary. Okay, and I will show you people another interesting tool. Okay, if you all have not heard of it, you should try this, presentations.ai. Okay, of course, there is a lot of time spent on doing drafts. How many times have we spent time in drafting the first version of the BRD and then making multiple versions out of that, right? Now, similarly for PPT. Okay, so what I'm going to do is whatever I copied from there, I'm just going to paste it here. Okay, it's just random text, and I've just set this tool to create me a presentation for that, right? And you see the presentation is already created. Don't go by the thing, and you will see that it is already created presentations. It has everything. I'll go to the next slide, which will have the summary. Okay, so this was summary. You will see this is what is actually the gist of it was, right? Work hard, have fun, make history. That's what we are doing today, right? And it will also give you because the summary, it just copied that. Let me try and do the full detail. You will see a better one. Okay, so this
that be work easy, have fun, make history, because no.
Okay, so I think we are. This is another tool. I don't want to spend too much time on this. So you can use this tool as well. Govin, anything you want to add on this? Any of your thoughts?
Sure. I was going to relate it back to what I had earlier said, right? I mean, how we want to use some of these tools and technology to make our life 70% easier, 80% easier, 60% easier, right? Because as BAs, it's very important for us to evolve in our value chain within the organization. Now, all we are saying is, okay, PPT, some people love making PPTs, right? They make it so detailed, so complex, very beautiful, all type of graphs, right? Somewhere we see creativity in that. There's nothing wrong in it. But for the audience that you're trying to make a presentation, the context is very crucial. So what Vikas shared with you is if he puts it and on the top, addressed it to the senior management, or it is a board meeting, something like that you do, the slides will change. The content will change. Are we saying forward this with an Amazon or a donut photo or whatever to your board meeting? Absolutely not. But if we are saying 40 to 50% of the time in putting those, like the caption that you saw on the first slide, the one that Radhika quoted, is basically a punch slide to have right at the start of the meeting, right? Would I have thought of it? Probably not. I would have gone with an exec summary. I mean, that's the first thing I would have imagined, or maybe a photo of something, right? But we will be amazed with the creativity that these tools can bring to us. So let's explore and exploit, but be very careful about what you paste. Can't emphasize enough. Do not put any IP related stuff, your company's names, or the tools that you use internally. Keep it as generic as possible as an input. Expect a generic output and then customize it for your needs in the organization. That's a very nice bridge to use some of these tools. Thanks, Vikas.
Good point, Govind. With that, I'll switch to my next section. I'll combine a couple of questions. I think you touched upon a very good point. So Vishesh, do you want to quickly, 15 seconds, talk about what are the challenges and how BS can ensure that ethically they are continuing to use generative AI? And we'll go around the table for everyone.
I think this is something what Govind was just touching into, because
Correct.
while we have so many AI tools available in the market, I think how to use, where to use, when to use is very, very important. While we are talking about this ethical use of AI, this is the biggest industry problem today. Because I think this is a Spider-Man developer with the more power, the more responsibility comes. So likewise with generative AI, we are when we are using it, I think we need to ensure that we are not compromising with our the policies, guidelines, or some kind of standard which is maintained by the company. Like don't use donuts for the board meeting. You will get you will get very different response. So use it very cautiously. Before you even start using these tools, take these tools to your infosec team, so that you will not end up risking your company data or something which is very confidential, get exposed to this open or the public AI tools, and never ever expose any client business insight. For example, here for the demo, we copy pasted meeting notes from recording to the tool, and presentation was ready. There is a high risk from the meeting notes you will end up copying something which is very client confidential. So please use it with the restriction, by understanding the nuances of using it without understanding the boundaries and the risk that you will get exposed to.
So moving to next question, and I'm going to give Radhika and Swati a different question. Swati, how you have been upskilling yourself on the generative AI from a business standpoint, and what do you do to be always on top of it?
I would say that's a very nice question, Vikas, because we have many people here in the call which really want to understand how to upskill themselves. The first thing that will come to you would be definitely stay curious. That's how exactly you will start. The other thing is we have lots and lots of research papers which we publish. Articles are there, many workshops and conferences are there. We have engaging, AI community. Even these kind of conferences just now which you are attending, it will give you the forum to understand what's going on, what are the tools to use, how you can use it, because we had showcased some of the tools right now which we had used, and you had seen how exactly it works. If possible, find a mentor as well, which can participate along with you in your journey to upgrade yourself.
Yeah. And Radhika, do you have any additions to what Swati said? And at the same time, I would also want to hear your perspective on, do you think any of the BA tasks will be completely replaced? Or do you think that BA tasks will continue to be key? You're mute again.
So in the near future, as I think was going who said drafts, right? It won't be completely replaced. We'll have draft versions of everything ready for the BA to look at, validate, and move ahead. But then, can some actually be completely replaced? It will be the small and tasks like the note taking, right? Before it goes to a different level of review and all that. That could be easy. So as we had our industrial revolution, the machines took over certain no-brainer areas of production, and then how we've evolved. So we'll have to first look at shifting left to all those just as procedural ones which a BA would do, and then giving him the opportunity to make sure he's reviewing and training the model back, and it can only replace fully when it replicates exactly the way it's been trained. So how you train the AI, with what kind of a framework, what kind of data without bias, clean up the data without bias, and so it's not going to happen on day one. At some point, it's quite possible that for a very specific task, it may almost come up with a 90 person accurate, like a user story and acceptance criteria.
Great. Thanks. Now let me move to the Q&A section. Okay, I have a lot of questions. We have about, and I'm going to bring some of them at least. So I'll start with Govind. Govind, what is your perspective on where generative AI has implications on data handling management for analytics use case, asked by Siddharth?
Okay, that's my team member actually. So hi, Siddharth. All right. So I think, see, we touched upon it. Radhika, I think, covered this because she is from that domain too. I think, see, a lot of effort that we put in when we try to analyze tools. I'll just give 1 or 2 points, right? Because we need to have a string to think about. We do a lot of integrations with various different tools. There's a lot of open source, there's a lot of paid versions when we have to do analytical work, right? Could be machine learning or anything like that. We also need to understand the reputation of consultant companies who we have to onboard for our critical, mission critical kind of data analytic projects. All of that, we go with a gut. As of now, decision makers go with a gut. They do a lot of interviewing, but it's very difficult to understand what is the quality of people who turn up. And what suffers, it's the company, right? What suffers is the quality of the output. So I think using some of these platforms like generative AI, etc., you can screen competitors, you can screen companies. You want to get a profile of a company, ask the question, can you tell me more about XXX consulting, right? Can you tell me what are the tools that are available in open source domain to help me solve this problem? It'll actually shortlist a lot of interesting things and give you very nice information also. That's a very nice starting point, right? It brings down your research, it brings down your ability to analyze. Second is, and it is a big ask, right? And Radhika said it just started, it's going to take time. Metadata management, reference data management, integrating infrastructure level information will need a lot of business data analysis work. That is not going away. That has to stay because the context of the organization remains within the organization. Even though they go hybrid, I don't think companies will open their servers to all the platforms. If there is a cohesive model to integrate within the organization and maintain privacy, maybe you'll explore.
Thank you. I think, thank you very much. There are a lot of questions and I think in the interest of time, we will move and all the questions we will take a note. Krishna, if you can help ensure these questions are noted and we'll get a response back to everyone from our panelists. What I would really want to do, quick summary, okay? Traditional business analysis and generative AI. I heard Radhika say it's like a pet. Yes, it's a pet. It can only do what a human can ask it to do. Human can do what nobody has thought of doing it, right? So still, I've heard it multiple times. We are openers. We continue to keep opening the innings. We are key to the success of the project. So absolutely, we continue to do that. Use with caution. Multiple, all of our panelists have mentioned it. Ensure that you are using it with caution. It gives you information fast, accurate. Accuracy is always a question. Ensure you are reviewing it and then taking right decisions where to use, how to use. Okay. Speed is changing, catch up, and ensure you are able to attend IIBA sessions to continue to keep learning. Okay. So
there's one thing about the pet, because yes, it has to do what you ask it to do, but we need to know it has the ability to sense and smell and hear. So we need to know what it can do. So it's like, two-way process. So understand the possibilities and then see how we can, rightly put the use to it.
Absolutely. Thanks. Thanks for the input. Okay. I think I'm done. I'll hand it over to Bismay. Bismay.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Can we add more 30-40 minutes to this session? Because I'm really getting my it and I really want to explore more. I know we are all been here. We just had only 12 o'clock time. So sad. Okay. So with that, I would like to hand it over to Swami sir. Or shall I say Swami now? Is that he will be doing a vote of thanks for that. Yeah. Just handing it over to Swami because I don't want to do much of talking. He's the man. He will do it. Okay, I'm just sharing my screen. Give me a couple of seconds, Swami, and then you are. Yeah.
I mean,
Here it is.
Bismay, you have to talk about the winners of the program, and I request you to, I mean, there are winners. Can we announce the winners?
Yes, Swami, you can go ahead. Meanwhile, I will get the winners' details from the team and will quickly share it with you.
Just give me a minute. I mean, participants, I mean, it speaks, the energy you have and the volume of engagement. I mean, that, the scorecard is extremely good. I'll start with you people. The giveaway winners are Joel Manoj, Priyanka, Nikita, Gupta, and Kanchar Bandari. Congratulations. And it is a great experience that, and it shows that almost 90% of the people were continuously there even today. We almost, 1 minute late, but still you are there. It shows that the topic of interest and as well as the speaker, the way they have done it. See, ultimately, I wanted to give one word, the pace, the pace as well as the volume is not going to change, and it is going to give more confusion or complexity or a value. So inside your career track, if you do not, you have a right kind of skill set, mindset and tool set is there, you are going to, move forward. Like it's a driving car, you are going to move forward. There is no challenge at all. Ultimately, if you want to do that, you have to have your community ready and community of practice ready. So that's what we are going to join our community. Keep, become a, listener, mentor, thought leader, everything, whatever is possible. It is our responsibility to discover your key talent and put in front of the audience. And then now I'm going to give this young and energetic team with its, it's a privilege to, give a little bit of my 2 cents of gratitude for the extremely great session. And can we just start with, yeah, I want you to, Radhika Iyengar, thank you very much. And is there, and then Radhika Iyengar, is it possible that, you have your memento ready and somebody can hand over to you?
Thank you, IIBA and Swami. I received it just in time.
problem.
I do have it ready. Just give me a moment.
Yeah, okay. I'll just go to the, in the positive of time, I'll go to the next person. And Govind, can I request some of your family member to hand over to you?
Yes.
Because that is a special occasion for you and for your family members.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Swami sir. I have my wife Gayatri here. Come on the screen.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
There, I'm accepting it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gayatri. On my behalf, you could hand over. It's all family affairs end of the day. Thank you very much for the, the space you are giving to Govind. Thank you very much.
I think I'll have to unblur it.
Yeah.
Swami, just my husband is giving it to me and he's rushing off to catch a flight. So I've taken it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, everyone.
Thanks
a lot.
Thanks a lot for that excellent and effective conversation you had, Radhika. We continue to have like this. And can we go to the next panel member? Vishesh Nigam, what a great opening. You are an opening batsman, Vishesh. And I'm not sure whether you received or not received.
No, I have not received yet. Yeah. Seems like somewhere stuck in the, still, I received that message from post office that is still on the way. But today being Muharram, I think. But you assume that it's with me. I'm holding it now.
No. Can we bring Soumya or your person inside the screen? Is they available right now with you?
I need to call them. I think let's move on
because we'll take at least 1 minute for that. I'll go to the next person. I request you because at least I request to handing over virtually, and then when it comes to that, request me that give me a photograph that she's handing over to you. That makes a lot of difference inside me, because that is what the space what they are giving. Otherwise, we can't conduct that such a reflective session. And can we go to the next? Can you go to the, you kindly call any of your family member who is available nearby. Vishesh. Swadi. Swati, what a great talk. I mean, I discovered your talent today, Swati. And is there anyone, did you receive this, Swati? And as well as, do you have anyone to hand it over? Swati?
Yeah, I'm receiving from my son, sir.
Wow. See, you should be a proud son. And she is really impacting hundreds of 222 people today only. I mean, for just now, they are staying even now. So it's such a great thing. So you should be proud. What is his name?
Ranveer.
Huh?
Ranveer.
Ranveer, correct? Ranveer, correct? Ranveer, great. You are handing over. Thank you very much on my behalf. You are handing over to Swati. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Bye for now. Definitely we'll meet Ranveer because I mean he is really a phenomenal person who stood.
So I have my father.
Swaminathan
Yeah,
sir, it's a great opportunity. I am
Yes,
very grateful to you as well as your team.
yes.
I got a very good chance to hand over this moment. Thank you
Because
very much.
before handing over, can you remove the blur scene? Because because I could not see your father.
Okay, 1 second.
Sir,
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 I'm very
Namaskaram, sir.
grateful. I am thankful to you, all your team as well as your sir.
Your
Thank you.
son, you should be proud of your son, sir. He
Yes,
is
sir,
a
I am very
phenomenal
proud of you.
contributor. He is a giver, sir, and he is always a giver. And
Thank
take
you,
it
thank
from me,
you.
he is going to reach heights of his career definitely.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Because
sir.
thank you.
unconditionally he is giving to the chapter and the community, sir. Thank you so much being
Thank you.
available, sir. Thank you for so much for giving on behalf of me. Thank you very much. And we'll definitely meet, sir, when the next time we'll come to you. And it's
Please come.
end of the
Please
day.
welcome.
Our community is more of family, sir. It's full of
Please.
family. Thank you.
Always welcome. Always. Thank you.
Vishesh, can we go to?
Yes. So I have my sister-in-law here. Sapna, please come on the camera. Are you able to see her now?
No, a little
unblur.
closer. Little
Oh, I
closer.
need to unblur myself. Okay. Or
Yes.
you come in front of the camera. Is she able to see her now?
Yeah, you have to, no, still, I mean, her face is not visible.
Her face is not visible. Okay. Okay. I think. Okay, I need to change the setting. I changed the setting in the morning.
No problem.
But are you able to see?
Yeah, I
Sapna
can.
now?
Yes.
Yes.
Little down the camera. I could not you. Yes, I could. Little. Can you bend down little bit?
Sapna, she
Little
ensured
bit.
that no
Can you
one will
bend down?
come and disturb me here. Yeah.
Thank you
So as a
so much.
token, yeah, as a token, she's giving me my notebook back.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for being, giving that space and as well as, and he is impacting and he is an opening batsman. Remember that, and I'll talk to you later that. Thank you very much for giving. And then I want to thank, every one of your participant who is entirely participating. Even now it is available. Generally, vote of thanks means people leave, but this is the forum or the participation. People are available even after this, and thank you. And there are a lot of back-end people like Krishna, Sachi, Bismay is one person. See, this is what I wanted to talk about this Hyderabad chapter. Don't think that I'm just starting and ending. In between, the whole show is run by the great team. Not only this Hyderabad team, it is connected with all the chapter team. Thank you so much. And because you want to speak about the next thing,
Yes.
are you going to?
Yes, I
Minutes?
think it's there.
Yeah,
Bismay is going to talk. Bismay, you want to talk about
thank
it?
you. And thank you. And over to you, Bismaya. Thank you for giving me the time.
It's a pleasure, Swami, to kind of see that. Yes. So on behalf of everyone out here, thank you, panelists. Thank you so much. It has been a wonderful journey of this 1 hour where we exchanged a lot of ideas. So I will not take much time. I will quickly jump on. So folks, as you can see on your screen, this is how the entire IIBA India would be operating for the next 3 to 4 months. So we have a lot of workshops, lot of career networking. As you can see, we definitely have this. You can visit our IIBA page and you can see this. Also, please do follow us. Like I said, of course, congratulations to all the Instagram winners. But that shouldn't stop you. Please follow us on LinkedIn and on Instagram as well. Whenever we have anything, any upcoming events, we do post it. Be there, get network, learn a lot. So this is what our motto is. So this is what it would look like. I will quickly jump on to what we have for the next session. So now that we have, I'm pretty sure that the session have given you insight and knowledge of how you can actually bridge the gap and be future ready. Thanks to all of the panelists that have given us insight to the future. Now, since the world of technology is changing at a very faster pace than we can really imagine, which is what Govind said. Right? So all of that has been changed pretty much in the past 20 years. So what will happen in the next 5 to 6 years? AI knows, right? So how BAs we can implement these technologies and can catch up with the pace is something we need to think about. So worry not. IIBA is here to help you. So in our next session, we will be covering exactly that topic, how you can leverage APIs. I'm sure you all are aware of what an API is, right? So API, how we can take that leverage and then integrate it with the technologies and the legacy systems if we have in our organization. So a lot of mixture of information around these stuff will be shared in the next session. So please hang around, join us in our next session where also we'll do a hands-on exercise also, right? So most of us also ask us this question that how we can really use it in the life scenario. We saw something that Swati did on a screen grab and also how Phantom was used. So all of that, experience those live live on the screen, and that's what the next session is all about. So with that, I believe I would now be ending the session.
We will be,
And
just to add on
yeah,
to
sorry,
Bismay,
Vikas.
just to add on
Yeah.
to what Bismay is saying, in the next session, we are planning to do a workshop where participants can actually do the, try the case studies in groups and come and present it. So it's a workshop more than a discussion. So looking forward, watch out communications from all channels, especially our Instagram as well. That's where we hit the first. So you'll be the first to get to know. So follow us and we'll ensure to bring more details on the sessions in the coming weeks. Thank you.
Thanks, Vikas. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Just, I mean, the winners, all this, I request you to share their address, communication address. It will be shipped and it will be on your hand within a week from you. Kindly ship, communication address, kindly send it to me. Thank you very much for that. And we'll also be personally asking for that. And you'll be getting your goodies within a week from now. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Nilima Nukala seems to have a question now. Should we allow her to talk so that she can ask?
Yeah, sure. Please go ahead. We can allow that.
Yeah, Nilima, are you able to unmute and speak now? No, it doesn't look like. I think her hand was just up. Okay. Thank you all then.
Thank you, everyone. So on behalf of everyone at IIBA, I again want to give you a big round of applause. Thanks for joining and on a Saturday morning. Again, the sun is still up yet, so that's a good and positive sign. So yeah, happy weekend. Thank you so much for joining. And on behalf of everyone at IIBA Hyderabad, this is Bismay, your MC for the for this round. Signing off. Have a great day and God bless you all. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, everybody.
you.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.